Hey guys, tonight we're doing something a little different. We're leaving recorded history behind and taking a trip into a world of hypothetical horror, questionable genetics, and the most dangerous tourist trap ever conceived by corporate hubris. Forget the heroic cowboys and the gritty medieval life. We're diving headfirst into the real Jurassic world. Not the Hollywood version where the hero outruns a T-Rex in heels, but the scientifically accurate, fern-filled, giant bug-infested nightmare, where your main food group is disappointment. You might think you're a survivor, but trust me, you wouldn't last a day. And we're going to prove it. If you enjoy learning about all the creative ways the prehistoric world could unalive you, a quick like or a subscribe would be amazing. It really helps the channel. And as always, I'm fascinated to see our global classroom. Drop a comment with where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, buckle up, grab a stress banana for emotional support, and let's find out how spectacularly you would fail to survive. Congratulations, you're now at the bottom of the food chain. You've just woken up. Well, woken up isn't the right word. You've just finished falling through a swirling, banana-yellow time portal that spat you out onto the ground, with all the grace of a dropped sack of potatoes. The good news? You're alive. The bad news? You are naked. You have no tools, no phone, no snacks, and the nearest 7-Eleven is 150 million years in the future. The first thing that hits you isn't a dinosaur. It's the air. You take a breath and it feels weird. It's rich, thick, and humid, like breathing in a greenhouse. Fun fact number 1. The atmosphere during the late Jurassic had about 26% oxygen compared to our modern 21%. This supercharged air means two things. First, you'd be able to catch your breath a bit easier. Second, and more importantly, everything is insanely flammable. A single lightning strike could trigger a forest fire that spreads with the speed and intensity of a rocket launch. You are standing in a planet-sized tinderbox. You scramble to your feet. You are surrounded by a world of impossible green. But it's not the friendly green of a park. There's no grass.
Nope.
There are no flowers. There are no fruit trees. You'd kill for a simple banana, but they haven't been invented yet. The entire landscape is a monotonous, alien jungle of giant ferns, strange cycads, and towering pine-like conifers, most of which are probably poisonous. The second thing that hits you is the sound. It's a deafening symphony of buzzing, chirping, and clicking from insects the size of your hand. That dragonfly that just zipped past your head, it had the wingspan of a modern seagull. Your first 5 minutes are pure, unfiltered panic. Your brain, a product of a world with maps and warning labels, has officially short-circuited. Forget dinosaurs for a second. In your first hour, you will be killed by something much more boring. Threat number 1, thirst. The air is hot and incredibly humid. You're already sweating buckets. You need water now. You stumble through the ferns and find a stream. The water looks clear and cool. You cup your hands and are about to drink. Don't. That water is a biological minefield of bacteria and parasites your immune system has never seen and cannot handle. Drinking it is a guaranteed ticket to a slow, agonizing death by dysentery in a bush somewhere. Your only hope is to find a way to collect and boil rainwater, which requires two things you don't have: a container and fire. Threat number 2, exposure. You are a soft, hairless mammal with no protection. The sun is intense. The ground is rough and covered with sharp rocks and strange plants. Every step is a risk of a cut. And a simple cut, in a world without antibiotics or even basic soap, can easily get infected and lead to sepsis. A stubbed toe could be a death sentence. Threat number 3, the plants. You're getting hungry. You see some inviting-looking ferns and some plants with what look like large, primitive seeds. You might think, hey, a prehistoric salad bar. No, many of these plants, like cycads, are loaded with potent neurotoxins. Fun fact number 2, some modern animals have evolved ways to eat cycads, but you haven't. Eating the wrong part of a cycad can cause severe neurological damage, paralysis, and a condition so unpleasant, the scientists named it the staggers. You don't want the staggers. So in your first hour, you are thirsty but can't drink, hungry but can't eat, and every rock and twig is a potential source of a fatal infection. And you still haven't even seen a dinosaur. You finally stumble into a clearing and see it. Your first dinosaur. Your heart stops. It's a stegosaurus, munching on some low-lying ferns. It's magnificent, with the huge plates on its back and the menacing spikes on its tail. Your inner child is screaming with excitement. Your outer adults should be screaming in terror. Myth-busting time. Dinosaurs in movies are often portrayed as either gentle giants or roaring movie monsters. The reality is they were just animals. And like any large, wild animal, they are unpredictable and extremely dangerous. That Stegosaurus isn't a gentle vegan. It's a 10-ton, territorial creature with a brain the size of a walnut, which means it's not capable of complex thought beyond threat or not a threat. And you, a weird, naked, two-legged creature that smells weird, are definitely a potential threat. If you get too close, it won't try to reason with you. It will swing that tail, tipped with 4 spikes, the Thagomizer, that are up to 3 feet long and designed to punch through the hide of an Allosaurus. It will go right through you like a hot knife through butter. Your strategy for all herbivores. Stay away. You are not interesting. Be boring. Your survival depends on being utterly unnoticeable. Sooner or later, you're going to meet the guy at the top of the food chain. And let's get this straight. It is not a T-Rex. The Tyrannosaurus Rex won't show up for another 80 million years. He's the grand finale of the Cretaceous, not the main event of the Jurassic. The apex predator you need to worry about is the Allosaurus. Fun fact number 3. Allosaurus was a terrifyingly efficient killer. It was slightly smaller than a T-Rex, around 30 feet long, but it was lighter, faster, and had 3 large, sharp claws on each hand, like a set of giant meat hooks. Its skull wasn't built for crushing bone like a T-Rex. Instead, it hunted like a giant bird of prey, using its powerful neck to drive its saw-like teeth into its victims like a hatchet. You don't just see an Allosaurus, you feel it first. The ground trembles with its footsteps. The sound isn't a high-pitched movie roar. It's a deep, gut-rumbling vibration that you feel in your bones. It sees you. You're a weird, slow, protein-rich snack. You cannot outrun it. You cannot fight it. Your only hope is that you found a deep, narrow cave that it can't fit its giant head into. Let's be brutally honest. Your chances are terrible. Scenario 1. You panic. You run screaming through the jungle. You last about 15 minutes before you trip, get a nasty cut, and an infection takes you out a few days later. Or you run straight into something that eats you. Scenario 2. You're cautious, but unlucky. You avoid the big dinosaurs, but you get thirsty and drink the parasite-infested water. You last about 3 days, which you will spend in agonizing gastrointestinal distress behind a large fern. Scenario 3. You're a survival genius. You find a safe cave. You figure out how to collect rainwater. You learn to identify the 1 or 2 non-poisonous plants in your area, and maybe get lucky catching some small lizards. You are a survival god. You might last a few months. Your end comes quietly, during a lightning storm that turns your entire valley into an inferno thanks to the high oxygen air. The simple, boring truth is that you do not survive. You are a product of your environment, and this is not your environment. You are a highly specialized creature from the Holocene, dropped into the Jurassic. You are a banana in a world that hasn't even invented fruit yet. You exist because for millions of years, your ancestors, from tiny shrew-like mammals scurrying underfoot to the early humans who followed, were experts at one thing, not becoming lunch. Thanks for watching Banana Edu. Remember, you are the apex predator of your own living room, so hit subscribe before natural selection changes its mind.